It's the only time we will see a climb when we start to refine locally, which we are also projecting to be by end of the year.
But the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, says market forces are responsible for the sudden increase in the cost of petrol. But speaking shortly after meeting with the Vice President yesterday, Mr. Kyari said there is no shortage of petrol supply.
What I know is that the market forces will regulate the market. Prices will go down sometimes it will go up, but there will be stability of supply, and I'm also assuring Nigerians that this is the best way to go forward so that we can adjust prices when market goes. I don't have the details this moment, but I know that our marketing wing acts just like every other company in this business. I know that a number of companies have imported petroleum products today, PMS.
Well, yesterday, many panicked as the news of the sharp increase in petrol prices from 511 naira per litre to 617 naira per litre trickled in. Queues resurfaced briefly as some filling stations closed shop to readjust to the new price. Our correspondent, who visited some filling stations in the Port Harcourt town axis, reports that many of them now sell between 591 naira and 615 naira per litre, a development that has left some residents in shock and some others disappointed.
With this increase, I don't really know what the federal government puts in place for the mass to fall back to. So removing subsidy at the long run, even the 300 naira that is already making from the removal of this subsidy is still not enough for him. Because there is no way on the planet Earth that this thing has been removed and the masses are suffering. The masses are suffering. The people who are taking salaries, who are transporting themselves every morning, who are full, they are the ones that are suffering all these issues. So they should look.
Fuel 617 naira. How much you want use and carry? Who you want carry?
Well, some other Port Harcourt residents called on the government to put more efforts into fixing the nation's refineries.
591 naira, that's what they are selling now. I don't know, they say fuel is scarce. They did not tell us any good things. You won't ask them, what is the meaning of this? How can the fuel be 591? They don't even answer us, they just be selling. Price, we woke up this morning to find out that the fuel has increased to 591, something we are expecting to drop down. We are not safe in this country any longer. Without being informed, you just increase fuel to 591 naira. We don't know what is happening in this country. So, because it's just somehow sudden. So even myself, I'm even surprised. For all the same, we are still looking ahead to see how the country will turn out to be, because we are inside a country that will sleep on it and wake up.
In the meantime, Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress in Rivers State, Alex Agwanwo, says the union plans to organize a nationwide strike over the new pump price of petrol. Mr. Alex made this known on Nigeria Info's Morning Crossfire today. Now, he says the recent hike in fuel prices across the nation shows that the federal government has no plans to relieve the citizens of their sufferings.
NSC from the beginning was said this is not possible. There is no other you to regulate based on importation. Now you give out license to import petroleum products. Is there about the number of licenses that are given out for people to import as an NSC that will reduce the price? We plan to go on strike. And we are so serious about it.
Well, Mr. Agwanwo also said the federal government should look into putting the refineries in working condition to help regulate fuel prices and relieve the suffering of the masses. And he also said the 8,000 naira palliative plan should be taken out totally and not kept pending for review. The Labour Party has condemned the new movement in petrol prices in the country, saying the situation is the beginning of elected president. Moving on, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara charged the Nigerian Army to deal with suspected armed criminals in parts of the Degema local government area of the state. Governor Fubara said this when the new General Officer commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army Land Component Commander Joint Task Force South-South Operation Delta Safe, Major General Jamal Abdul-Salam, visited him. The governor also charged the army to deal with the insecurity in the Elele axis of Emoa local government area of the state.
There is a camp somewhere in Degema, somewhere. It is a base, a military base, and people parade arms around there. I want to ask, is it that our law has allowed individuals to start showcasing arm before military people, and you don't do anything about it. I really want you to look into that. It's an insult to the states and also insult to the federal government of Nigeria. You need to work on that. Also, see what you can do about this issue of security in the LLA axis. So your support there will also go a long way to help us.
Especially for the court ring. Now, staying with security, the Assistant Secretary General of Police, Head of Zone 16, Benjamin Okolo, has warned police officers in River State against extortion at checkpoints. AIG Okolo issued the warning when he met personnel of the River State Police Command at that mess impact, where he also urged police officers to work in the other agency in the fight.
Acts of harassment, being overzealous, intimidation, incivility to members of the public, to mention a few of the unions and the effectiveness of our checkpoints. Not for extortion and background.
Well, correspondent Emeko Tuka reports that AIG Okolo also urged police officers to uphold justice and fairness in the discharge of their duties, and he assured police officers of the IGP's commitment to improving their welfare. In another development, a stakeholder in the Calabari region, Robinson Ibenabo, wants the River State government to urgently approve and implement the second phase of the Trans-Calabari Road. Mr. Ibinabo, who is also the former president Buguma Youth Council, made the call in an interview with correspondent Martha Okere. He says the Port Harcourt Ring Road will not have any direct impact on the Calabari or riverine people if it is not constructed alongside the phase 2 of the Trans-Calabari Road. Well, as you may know, Phase 1 of the Trans-Calabari Road is a 13.599 kilometers project. The road links Krakrama, Omekwama, Miniama, and some other riverine communities to the mainland, but the first phase of the project was commissioned by the immediate past administration in March. Still to come, FRSC to appeal ruling banning officials from state, local government roads. Stay tuned.
Nigeria Info, the hub for information, current affairs, and more. The president used his last Democracy Day address.
Will appeal the judgment of a court of appeal in Delta State, which restricted its operations to only federal roads and banned its officials from state and local government roads. FRSC spokesman BC Kazim, in a statement, faulted the ruling, saying the judgment means that FRSC personnel will not be able to attend or rescue crash victims on roads other than federal roads. The founder of the African Center for Media, Governance and Peace Building, Sonny Dada, has urged the people of Rivers State to take advantage of the Good Samaritan Bill, where this bill aims to provide legal protection for individuals who assist victims of robbery, accidents or emergency situations without fear of being implicated by the police. Mr. Dada's call came in response to a recent incident where a robbery victim who had been stabbed couldn't receive immediate help and subsequently died because first responders were required to make a statement at the police station first. In an interview, Mr. Dada emphasized the importance of residents being their brother's keepers, returning to the values of a compassionate society. Mr. Dada called for the passage of the Good Samaritan Bill into law and its full implementation. He also urged the police authorities to conduct psych evaluations and analyze the background of security operatives to ensure they are fully aware of their responsibilities and not arrest those who are assisting others in need. While the Good Samaritan Bill, also known as a bill for an act to provide for the protection of persons who render reasonable assistance during emergency situations occurring at places within federal jurisdiction and to serve as a model to be adopted by the states of the Federation, seeks to provide legal protection for Nigerians who offer help in emergency situations. The bill was passed by the 8th House of Representatives and has been transmitted to the Senate for concurrence, but it is yet to be passed into law by the upper chamber. In business, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, will begin to roll out sanctions against members of trade associations guilty of anti-competitive practices, indiscriminate and irrational hike of food prices. Chief Executive Officer of the FCCPC, Babatunde Irukera, said this on Tuesday during a forum organized by the Commission to discuss fair food prices. In entertainment, Nollywood veteran Kanayo O. Kanayo has cautioned filmmakers over misleading pictures of dressing and makeup in movies. Mr. Kanayo, in a video on his Instagram page, says it is important for filmmakers to be realistic with the images they create. But he says many practitioners have not realized that filmmaking is part of agenda setting in national development, especially the culture and tradition of the people. And now to sports. The Athletics Integrity Unit has provisionally suspended Nigerian track and field athlete Toby Amoso for 3 missed whereabouts failures. The suspension was announced after it was discovered that Amoso missed 3 drug tests within a 12-month period. But this charge could result in a 2-year suspension, even if an athlete has never failed a drug test.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Kenyan authorities have deployed security officers in key towns amid a resumption of cost of living protests organized by the opposition. Police in Nairobi have fired tear gas against protesters who hurled stones at them as the 3-day demonstrations began today. But people have kept away from the city's central business district and many shops remain closed. Schools are also closed. And that's the news. But before we go, another look at the highlights of the major stories. On the news this afternoon, you heard that petrol marketers have explained the instant price adjustment to over 600 naira per litre. And the NNPCL has defended the sharp increase in petrol price as residents panic. Labour Party says the fuel price increment is the beginning of hard times. Police AIG has warned police personnel in Rivers State against extortion. A Calabari stakeholder, Robinson Ibinabo, wants the Port Harcourt Ring Road project to be constructed alongside Phase 2 of the Trans-Calabari Road. And the FRSC says it will appeal the ruling banning its officials from state and local government roads. Well, on the foreign scene, you heard that the police have fired tear gas as protests resume in Kenya. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this afternoon. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good afternoon.